this chapter, hopefully, chapter 4. That would likely change the situation. Alter ego.
Correct.
All we can do is wait and believe in our. We parted ways, and I headed back to my room. I'm kinda. Maybe it was because of the stress of moving alter ego, but I was way more tired than I realized. So before long at all, yep, I had completely dozed off. Ding dong. Oh. Huh? The sharp sound of the doorbell pierced my sleepy haze and pulled me back to the real world. Who's there?
Makoto.
Makoto, get out here. Kyoko, what's going
Indeed.
on? Hina just came to see me, and she was white as a ghost. Sounds like something's happened. What? As soon as I heard those words, my heart started to beat a little faster. I suddenly found myself wide awake. She said for us to come to the rec room. The rec room? Okay, let's hurry. Told ya. Uh-oh. Makoto, Kyoko, Hina, what's wrong? Something's not right. In the rec room. What's inside? There's a window in the rec room door, and I hurried to look inside. And when I did... Sakura. Is she unconscious? She's sitting up in the chair like she's bowing her head.
Hey.
I was just walking past and I happened to notice her through the window. But I couldn't get the door open. I tried knocking. I tried calling her name. But she wouldn't respond. So what should we do? What are we gonna do?
Anyway.
First of all, we need to get into that room. But the door's locked, right? And if we break in, we'll be violating school regulations. We're going to force our way in. I just said
Wrong.
the door isn't locked. It's not locked because the rec room doesn't have a lock. Well, then why?
It would seem...
Feels like the door is pressing up against something inside the room. Is it the chair? Chair?
In other words...
Either way, this door isn't locked, which means, as far as I can tell, the rule doesn't apply. Then, there's no problem if we break in. Let's smash the window. That should be the fastest way. Okay, I'll go get something to break it with. Wait right here. Inside the rec room, Sakura still hadn't moved an inch. She's just unconscious, right? Is she okay? I mean, it's Sakura, so I'm sure. Kyoko didn't reply. There was only silence. But that silence didn't last long. Here! I found a broom! In the classroom! Use it!
Makoto.
You can handle this, right, Makoto? What do you
Please!
No. Come on, please, hurry! Okay, you two, stand back. I took hold of the broom and swung as hard as I could. Aiming directly at the window, all it took was one solid hit. Crash. The window shattered into 100 pieces. Hold on, guys. What, boo? Hold on. Stop. Okay, what? What? You don't need nothing, boo. Stop. What? Stop. Christine? Christine? Well, then you have to say what you want.
Oh, wow.
There's nothing up there you need, boo. I ordered Taco Bell. It should be arriving soon. I ordered Taco Bell. It should be arriving soon. The window shattered into 100 pieces, scattering across the rec room floor. I stuck my hand through the now open window and started jostling the chair leaning against the door. The chair is pretty heavy, but if I can just... I pushed down it with all my strength and finally the knob turned. Sakura! I ran up to her as fast as I could, but the moment I laid my hand on her... It was cold death. I could feel only the last lingering warmth of a living body. Life had abandoned Sakura's body. And then... Ding dong, ding dong!
A body has been discovered! After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin!
Deadly Life, All-Star Apologies. Chapter 4.
Huh? Sakura's dead? She's really dead?
I heard Hina talking, but my eyes stared steadily forward. I could only look on at Sakura's dead body. We didn't make it in time. It's happened again. Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wondered, was she confirming that Sakura really was dead? Checking for a pulse? For a reaction? I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. In shaky legs, Hina left the rec room, and I. Why? Why did this have to happen? That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over again. New to examine Sakura's body. I just stood there motionless behind her while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. While I stood there, unable to do a thing, time just passed. And after I don't know how long, I got everyone. Oh, ogre!
Yes.
Oh, so she's dead, huh?
I see.
Sakura's been killed, I see. As soon as they arrived, Kyoko began.
Just a second.
You heard the announcement just now, right? So you know what this means. Sakura was murdered, and by someone in this very room. Is that what you were going to say?
Huh?
No. Whoever killed her is not just someone in this room.
It's your fault!
It was one of you, Hiro, Byakuya, Toko. One of you killed Sakura. What? You're accusing us before we've even begun the investigation? I don't need to investigate anything, because you hated her. You hated the sight of her. One of you did it. I know it. You know it? Jeez, I didn't know your power level would increase by that much just by getting mad.
What the heck?
What are you doing here?
Come on!
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to hand out my little murder flyer. That's right, it's the next Kuma file. And don't get so mad, Miss Asina. That lewd little face of yours. Now then, with that, Hold on. There's something I want to ask you. Huh? It was you, wasn't it? You killed
Say
Sakura.
what?
Huh? Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you and her fought again.
In other words...
Then I killed her? Sorry, not quite. Actually, not even close. That whole thing is totally irrelevant now. Sakura came to a most regrettable end without even getting the chance to finish things with me. Which, thank God for that, it saved me the trouble of having to go through with our little fight. Because even for someone like me, it would have been no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that.
Hey,
I gotta tell you, I was actually pretty worried. I mean, she'd violated a rule by attacking me in the first place, but I wasn't able to punish her.
well,
I don't know who it was, but whoever the black end is this time, I owe you one.
What is this?
You owe them one? Oopsie, before you get all pissy potty at me, you better figure out who did it first. Because, I mean, your lives are all on the line, right?
What is this?
What the hell? He owes them one? I hate him. I hate this whole thing. Well, I, for one, am glad that it was Sakura. She was working for the mastermind, after all. How can you say that now? Sorry, I don't have time for your squabbling. The next game has already begun. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura.
Anyway.
Right now, our top priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. If we can't do that, we're all dead. Then let's decide who will stand guard this time. I'll do it. Hina, I'm okay. Just let me handle this. Besides, I want to be here with Sakura.
That's fine.
Okay, then Hina is guard number 1, but we need one more. Kyoko, that's you.
What?
Me? You're always a thorn in my side. This time, just stand by and watch quietly. Consider that an order. An order?
That's fine.
Fine, I'll stay behind. Then it's settled. Let's begin, shall we? Hold on. Before that, there's something I want to say. Which is... Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, none of you are allowed to step foot in the crime scene.
Huh?
What?
It's your fault!
One of you killed Sakura. I won't let someone like that come anywhere near her.
Stop talking.
Don't be stupid. Our lives are in just as much danger as yours. We have every right to investigate. I don't care what you say. I'm not letting the one who killed Sakura anywhere near her. Even if it means I have to use force, you're not getting in here. Well, fears further discussion would be a waste of time. How about a compromise?
It's all clear now.
I won't ask you to let all of us in. Just let me. What? You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway.
Yep.
Nope, don't really care. I'd rather spend my time coming up with another splendid fantasy involving Master anyway. And you, Hiro? Do you really object? If you're gonna go that far, what can I do? I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so why should I care?
It's all clear now.
Then it's decided.
What are you saying?
Nothing's decided.
Calm down.
I know how you feel, Hino, but you should agree to his request. But we have to find out who killed Sakura.
Correct.
For those of us still alive, and to honor Sakura's memory. Fine, I guess that's okay. But no matter what, Byakuya, you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her. Naturally, who would want to touch a filthy dead body?
Listen.
That's enough fighting. We need to focus on the investigation from here on out. Everyone, keep this in mind. If we can't Everyone, keep this in mind. If we can't uncover Sakura's killer,
Listen to me.
all of us face execution. Finding out who killed Sakura, it's not a matter of hoping we can do it. If we want to survive, we have to do it. It's a kind of hopeless hope. We have no choice but to just do it. Dun dun dun. Maybe I'll do that at my earnings. Investigate. I'd better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. The body was discovered in the rec room, on the 3rd floor of the school. There is evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood.
Hey.
I think the case this time might be a challenge. Why is that?
So...
The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through. And the door has been jammed shut with the chair from the inside of the rec room, which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after barring the door. So if the door is blocked from the inside, and there's no way in or out till we broke the window, there's like zero escape, right?
In other words...
In other words, this is a classic locked room murder. Locked room murder? I guess you might see this kind of thing a lot in mystery movies or books or whatever, but could it really happen in real life? And right before our very eyes? Like this? Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails? Sure, if you don't mind. When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. This simply means that the killer commits his crime, then through some special method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string or a simple mechanism. There are a number of other variations. So for that, all we'd have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was. Right. Sorry, guys. The second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed. Oh.
In other words...
Basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. You press a switch and it fires ahead, then you shoot an arrow through a gap in the door, something like that.
However...
But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school, and the door doesn't have any gaps that would allow it. Yeah, I think we can probably cross that one off the list.
It's true.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you mean by
In
that?
other words,
They stay hidden, and when the door is opened, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. That sounds like it could have been possible. Maybe.
it's true.
The fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a
In
locked
other
room.
words,
By that I mean there actually is an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see, this a lot in novels and things, but in reality it's generally not possible. Then you think we can cross that one off too?
indeed.
I believe so, yes. So when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. So there are 4 possibilities. Then, Kyoko. Which of those 4 choices seems the most likely in this case?
It's true.
It's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. But right now, I can't really say. I see. The way the killer set up the locked room, until I figure that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. For Sakura, if nothing else. Alright. This looks like some kind of wrapper. Huh? Do you recognize it, Hina? Well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura? I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You really like them that much?
I mean,
But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one first off. That's why I gave it to her. But now, they've lost all their flavor. Hina. Yay. Blood. There's... Oh, glass. Glass is all red, and there are top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle. Oh, there's something else in the round area of the glass. It's a figure. It fits the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. Okay, so for... Pause. Hold up. So for full disclosure, I do know what happened in this case. This is one of the few that I do know. And just because it stood out to me so much when I watched the anime. So I already know what well, I don't know how. I completely forgot how it happened, but I do know who or what the murderer is and stuff. So I already know that it is an issue. But yeah, other than that, there's a bloodstain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? That doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Nice. Sakura drew her last breath sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally, I wouldn't have any problem believing that that's what killed her, but according to the Monokuma files, she had also vomited blood, and I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So what would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Status of Sakura's body has been added. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to stop vomiting blood? Not a chance. But Akuya?
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting. Don't you agree? No, I wouldn't call it interesting, but it does make me wonder. Okay, so check that out, Oh, the bottle's up here. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle, there's some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is how they get those figures inside the bottles.
so...
It's no different from your standard shipper in a bottle. Huh? You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the bones placed inside. You never seen that? Oh yeah, maybe I have.
In other words,
So this is the Monokuma version of that. A Monokuma bottle, if you will. Alright. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things little by little. The Monokuma bottle sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle. Which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with the Monokuma bottle, right? The shards of glass in the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. Same shelf full of magazine. There's all different kinds of magazines here. Alright, so I did the blood, did that. Is this the exit? Oh, the locker's open. And they're on the inside. It's a handprint.
Why?
What's a handprint doing here? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and it left a handprint in
It's true.
the dust. It looked quite fresh, too. I'd say someone was hiding here in the locker and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in there until the locked room was open, don't you think? During all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Fortunately, that's not a possibility. Huh? Why not?
Hey,
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Oh yeah, and the locker was already opened at that point.
indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then, what does this handprint mean? Locker handprint has been added to the truth section. That's interesting. So I got all that. I really don't want to talk to them too much. It's around 1 o'clock right now. According to my Akuma file, Sakura died around 12 noon, so roughly an hour ago. Was that when Kyoko and I were moving Alter Ego? Ooh, interesting. Alright. I'm trying to avoid talking to these people as much as possible. The chair was shoved up against the doorknob, so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence of any kind of string or mechanism that was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. There was some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room.
So,
Looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. She mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of
wrong.
ailments. I would take that to heart if I were you. I know. But still, this protein can, it's got a label on it that says Chem A2. It reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the Chem Lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the Chem Lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange, huh? What
Hey.
is? You see what's scattered around the can? Shards of light blue glass. They must be parts of the window I broke to
Correct.
the inside. But they aren't just scattered around the can, they're also underneath it. Why does that matter? I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of it. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. Important clue. I'm not sure how I see how. Are you kidding me? How the fuck is it on top of the glass sheet? Whatever. This door's the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke into the inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. There was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside. That is a very important clue. Alright, now it's time to talk to the people. What do you want? You're bothering me. Go away. He's not even trying to hide how much he despises me. I better go before he crushes my soul completely. I'm beginning to like Byakuya.
However,
But for Sakura to have been killed, yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
it's true.
She certainly did, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly, they would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her. Shit.
What the heck?
We already know who did it.
Forgive you.
Kuya, Toko, or Hiro. It had to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me. She said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon? The Monokuma file said she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth. I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her, but she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I'd stopped her, by force even, this never would have happened. Hina. It's impossible not to have regrets, I know. The fact that she had asked those three to meet with her, She asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying. It might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly.
What?
What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. Then it's true. I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do that? But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go and see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Akira says he didn't go to see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thanks. Alright, now I think I gotta get the other two. Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so, for the most part.
So then
you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't.
listen to me.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. She's decided she's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right. I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with two other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Alright, we're gonna leave this room. Bye-bye, guys. Those other two probably went back to their rooms. So who is it? It's oh shit, Psycho Bitch. That's right. Yeah, no, not her. Mando, Makoto, Sayaka, no? Byakuya? I think it's Byakuya. I pressed the doorbell. Ding dong! And after a few seconds, oh lord. Huh? Who's there? The most negative, the most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
What do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
You said you wanted to talk to me about something? I wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you. What?
Well...
I don't know what you're talking about. Byakuya already told me she had asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master? Too? I just said two, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So, can you tell me what happened? Let's talk about it? I admit it. I did get the note. But I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. Her account has been added to the truth bullets. Alright. Next up is good old... Oh, she's dead now. He's dead. Yasuhira. After a few seconds.
You know?
What's up, Makoto? Did you need something? Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check on something. It's about how Sakura wants to meet up with you. How did you know about that? What, did you maybe gaze into my soul? Fuck. I apologize, guys. I'm dealing with some illnesses. Mainly allergies, maybe some upper respiratory issues, because it feels like that's where it's going. So, I'm tired, I'm fatigued, and apparently that affects my ability to read. Apologies. Back into character. What? Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me that herself that she asked for Yakuya and Toko to come too. What? When did Sakura tell you that? Oh, well, when she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note. She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like in passing. It's suspicious. So then you went and met with
You got it all wrong.
No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually,
Last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt, and I took her to the nurse's office.
don't look at me.
I haven't seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. It was filling around in his pocket.
Hey, come
Oh,
on.
sorry, looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pocket. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. Huh? Ah! Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again. Shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash?
What?
Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked me to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you'll excuse me, before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said that it was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. Candy wrapper. Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hiro. What next? I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find out more about that protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So where should I start? Chem lab. I don't know, some things are starting to come back to me. Oh! I apologize for the doggies. Jade! Shut up. But that would be our food. How do I do this now? Triangle? Third floor is the one with the chem lab. I think. If memory serves me correctly. Is it? No, it's the fourth floor. It exists as the art and the science lab. So I'm learning my way around. Probably try to get to that class trial and then I'll take a break and eat. There's the chem lab. And then we'll go from there, guys. So we'll see what happens. Chem lab.
What?
Makoto, did you have your eyes on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant to say was, yes, sir, I understand. Yeah? Yeah? Alright. Oh! This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. Looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more important right now, what's the powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it. Oh wow, there's quite a bit to look into, isn't there? Alright, so we'll start with C. On this shelf is one look and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. These look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit, section C. Didn't her protein shake have something like that? So on this shelf it looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are. They're reagents. Put simply, they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss. Isn't that kind of harsh? What? You think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world? Fine. The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number, so I guess I can consider this part of the shelf unit B. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. In which case, I don't think I have to worry too much about this shelf. And shelf A. There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter A and a number, so I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section A. Huh? But wait. There's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9. Could someone have put it here on accident? Should try to find out more about the shelving unit. It looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A has dietary supplements, Section B has reagents, and Section C has lethal poisons. Sakura must have gotten the protein powders in Section A. What concerns me is that in Section A there was a bottle with the label from Section C. What was the bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on here. Nice. So I had to look through all of that to figure that out. I know, I heard. There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? It looks like the bottle had a label on it. Chem C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning checking things out, and at that point, this room wasn't like this. Then this powder must have been spilled.
In other words...
That's right, it could only have been around the time of the incident. That really is what happened. It must be related to the case somehow. Nice. Alright, next we have the powder itself. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I'd better not leave a footprint. But there is, so we'll check out the footprints. These are footprints, and they're only in front of the left shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. With an insufferable smirk, handing me a piece of paper and a pen.
What?
Well, let's go. Chop chop. Okay. So I got to work sketching, and before long I'd drawn up a sketch of the room. So how's this? Not bad. For you, I mean.
I
me.
see.
So when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me. Yeah?
I see.
These footprints must be
It's certainly
Makoto.
possible.
Are they yours? No.
What?
Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself. Couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Kuya said. I see, your feet do appear to be too big. Fortunately, I must admit, these are not your footprints. Unfortunately. But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. And these prints are really a valuable clue. I should probably take a good hard look at the powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor in front of the shelf. There's also the remains of a broken bottle. It looks like the bottle was labeled Chem C4. Also, it looks like someone left their footprints in the powder. Based on the positioning of the prints, whoever it was only went to the left side of the shelf. According to Byakuya, the powder had to have been spilled right around the time of the incident. That's all I can tell for now. Nice. I've already taken a good look at the chem lab. Maybe I should take another look around the rec center. Thank you for leading me. I don't feel like talking about Byakuya. Barracuda. Wait, hold on. Round 4, 2. This is the one with the rec center, right? I think it is. No. No, it must have been the 3rd floor with the rec center. Yeah, it's right there. Duh. Huh. I forgot where I was going.
Hey,
So, Makoto, how's your investigation going? Toko and Hiro had told
I
me.
see.
I see, so along with Byakuya, they both claim they didn't see her, but it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Someone's
Anyway.
lying? Well, I made some progress of my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These 2 things have revealed new clues. You do well to look them over one more time. I want to look at the protein shake. Some kind of plastic container rolling around near the
So-
entrance. It looks like a protein drink. It's still a protein can. It's got a label on it that says Chem A2.
Hey,
Yeah, shards of blue
Correct.
glass.
so
I can't say for sure yet. Oh, I thought I would open up the bottle and see that there was yellow powder there. Okay, so She said something about fresh shards of glass scattered is red. Wait, what did you say? The bottles revealed new clues? Okay, I think Kyoko said she found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Something new, something new.
Hey,
So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention, you're sure to find it. Oh, they're pieces of chess. Hey Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is? I don't mind guiding you towards clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusions so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer. I do trust you, to a degree. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. Only to a degree.
hey,
Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right?
anyway.
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces, too. Huh? Are you sure it's okay to mess with the crime scene like that?
That doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Bakuya's not here,
So then,
Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the glass. With that, Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this was about, but what choice do I have? I'd better just do it. I took the broom and dustpan and got to work collecting all the broken. And just as I finished up, sorry to keep you waiting.
so then,
Is everything ready? Then let's get to work. So, what kind of experiments are we doing?
in other words,
Got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare the weights of what? The pieces of glass you collected, and one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. Why do you want to do that? It's one of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done.
listen.
First, let's compare the weight of the two of the normal Monokuma bottles.
In
That's
other
balance,
words,
which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same, which makes sense. The Monokuma figures inside are basically the same, and nothing else could really affect the
so
weight.
then,
Now, here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now, what might we expect to see? Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll balance out, or the pieces I collect will be lighter. Did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some here
so
and there.
then,
Okay, then let's give it a try. Whoa. The broken pieces are heavier. How is that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought.
In other
What?
words-
The results of our experiments and the correlation between each of the bottles. Put it all together. And on that note, I will be back in 1 second. Hold on one moment. Thank you. Alright. Hello, hello. Sorry for the pause there. The results of our experiments and the correlation between each of the bottles. Put it all together, and I believe you will arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So, what do you think? It's all on you. Huh. That is very strange. I personally don't know what the fuck that means. What the... I don't know. Focus to the magazine shelf is hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. Well, this magazine is upside down. Someone put it back that way on accident?
Hey.
If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. Picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through. This is... On one of the pages near the center of the magazine, a word had been written in bold, bloody letters. And it said, Choco. Could this be a dying message?
Correct.
Then it would appear you found it. Kyoko, is this...
So...
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it.
However...
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. My trick to put it back exactly as I found it. For the benefit of others who might come looking. Hey, is that... It says Toko, right? Yeah, it looks like it. Then she's the killer, right? Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet. It's settled. She's the killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer. I can see why you would think that, but it just seems too easy. If anything, it makes me that much more suspicious. Alright, and then what else did she say was important?
In other words... Hey.
Experiment shows that the piece of the glass on the floor was heavier than an intact Monokuma bottle. And the bottles all have something in common. There's apparently an important secret in there. So what, do I have to click on it again? Something new, something new.
Hey.
If there's any correlations, very carefully. Don't tell me I'm gonna start this one again.
Indeed.
Alright, so maybe it's the blood, or it's the body. Okay.
Just a second.
Just staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything out. Well, yeah, I know,
Hey.
but don't you think you might need to actually examine the body? There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching that body. She was completely... I couldn't read that, I'm sorry. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversively used to, although there are still some times. I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I say that, but I can't get used to it.
It's true.
That's totally normal. And how can you...
So...
Imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. What? Sorry,
Hey.
never mind. More importantly, look here. Her
Correct.
shoes. You see that yellow powder on her and stuff? Yeah, it really stands
I
out.
see.
That powder is clue number 1.
Hey. It's true.
Next is the wound to her head. Look carefully. Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult spot. So let me just
It would
explain.
seem...
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. 2 blows?
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting
Correct.
thing. Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either.
It's true.
So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail. Can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. Oh, now it's the class trial time.
Whoops, you caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake. Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
It's already time, but the mystery of the locked room is still only half solved. No, boo. Okay, what? You push the button down, that's what it does. You can't push it back. You're done. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. No. Not whatever happens. I have to make something happen. Stop. Monokuma made his announcement and everyone began to meet up, one after another. And then... the ultimate martial artist. Locked room murder mystery.
What?
What the? Oh, I've just recently discovered the power of emoticons. Like, no matter how awful something is, if you toss in a smiley face, it turns positive.
Yes, indeed.
For example, you're at a picnic and you find a dead body. This is just plain creepy.
Well,
And how about the reverse? No matter how great something is, if you put a sad face, it makes it
Yes,
look
indeed.
super negative. For example, do you have 100 friends? He's right, that does make it seem sad.
wait,
Now
I
then,
can't
please get on the elevator. I'll see you all down there. Get down, boo. Stop. You're getting water everywhere. Stop doing that. We don't do that. I don't get
Just
it.
the worst.
I don't get you guys. How can you act so casual after murdering someone?
Don't look at me!
I don't think I'm acting casual.
Don't be mean!
Or, I mean, I didn't murder anyone. Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer? Whatever. Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough, because there can be no doubt one of us is the culprit. The killer, the one that murdered Sakura. She was stronger than anyone I know, and yet someone killed her. And that person is here. That person is one of us. Come on, it's time to put an end to this. I made my way towards the elevator. Both each step I took, I felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I feel a chilling fear running through me, trying to make me shut out. No matter how many times I go through this shit, it never gets any easier. We climbed into our still prison in total silence. We watched doors closed and felt it begin its sinister descent. The elevator lowered, uttering its all too familiar clinking sounds. It fell lower and lower, and as suddenly as always, the ride was over. The doors opened up once again. Just the 6 of you, huh? Really? That's so few. You must be so lonely. You say that like it's not your fault we're all that's left. I wonder, will the class trial end with one less classmate again? Or will your school life come to an end completely? Now then, are we ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened for the 4th time. Deadly judgment, a deadly deception. A deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly case. A deadly class trial. Yes. Such a shame, a little effective during the non-stop debate in the hangman's cave. Oh wow, really? I got a new one? Cool. That's interesting. Trial.
let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, where to begin?
We already know who did it.
Whoa, deja vu.
The one who killed Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was... I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah! I'd never kill someone, no way!
I I don't want to hear your stupid excuses.
Hina seems really sure that one of those three is the killer. She must have some reason for believing that. Hey,
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
That's low.
Give it.
That's about as low as you can get.
Alright, well I know which one it's supposed to be.
It was
Maybe that
one
makes
of
sense,
you.
too.
One
Oh
of you
shit, at
killed
least I did one
Sakura.
already, right?
And what
Yeah,
reason
yeah.
do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
Fuck!
Low. That's about as low as you can get.
This is gonna be fun, isn't it? Yeah, some reasons, blah blah blah
It
blah
was
blah
one
blah.
of you.
How do I speed it up? Oh shit, that's
One
not
of
it.
you killed Sakura.
Shit.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
No, that's wrong. Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those three killed her.
Can't disagree with Hina. There's good reason to suspect all three of them. Then does that mean one of them did it?
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all three of them, there's no way that's not suspicious. One of you is absolutely guilty.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us, but I never went to see her.
I didn't either.
Yeah, same here. I never saw her.
No, that's wrong.
Oh, was that the right one? Nice.
Hiro, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
No.
Huh?
No, it's
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura! It's the only explanation.
well, I mean, yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
But here's it can't be right. Because Sakura could only have gotten the candy after the incident in the nurse's office. And the reason I know that is... Yeah, I got my piece from Hina too. That's the ticket. And that's where the wrapper came from. From when Hina gave me a piece that one time. Huh? What? Wait, one time? As if, why would I ever give a moron like you any of my candy? You don't have to say it like that. Looks like I just embarrassed myself in front of everyone. What do you mean? Oh, when Sakura got the candy.
I got it!
That's what it is. I'm
not
sorry, I
sure
read that
about
wrong.
Hero. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Damn it! I mean, what I meant was, oh, that's right! I did meet up with her in the rec room. Got a problem with that?
Why the sudden hostility?
But we just talked, that's all! I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me!
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious!
More hostile.
It's not just normal hostility! You're the real culprit! I even have proof!
Proof? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message.
What would a shining message even
At the
be?
scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right? It was her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
That's true. I saw it for myself.
See? See? Toko did it!
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do it!
You just don't know when you're beat, do ya?
Hero, hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
Oh,
Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime. So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
huh? Hold on. But when Kyoko found the magazine with the dying message in it, it was on the magazine shelf.
Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense!
There's definitely something stranger about it. Kyoko found the dying message during the investigation, in which case, that clearly contradicts what Hiro told us.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
Sorry, that was mentioned in the fish from the body, but I think where was the magazine?
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When
Not
Ogre's
what I
body
wanna
was
do.
discovered.
And I can't remember how to switch my bullets.
Tell you when I found the dying message. It
Maybe
was
I didn't do
only
it right.
after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
Okay, I guess it's the first part then.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
No.
Shoot! I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun.
Nope.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf.
No, what the fuck then?
Shoot!
Okay, how do I
I can
change
tell
my...
you exactly when I
No,
found
it's
the
gotta be
dying
the-
message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found
Was
the
there like a
dying
button I
message.
can press?
It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine
Oh wait, isn't there a
tucked
way?
away on them. When I pulled it out, I saw her
No.
final words.
What's your problem?
God damn it! What the hell am I supposed to do, guys?
What I said makes total sense.
Yeah, because I gotta like...
I can tell you exactly when
That pulls that up. Right there.
I found the dying when Ogre's body was discovered.
And
Fuck.
I can tell you when I found the dying message.
Oh, hold on. Okay. That's it.
It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
No, that's wrong.
There we go. Finally.
When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it. After we'd begun the investigation, and you weren't at the murder scene. So there's no way you could have seen it then. Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Hold on. You're focusing on the wrong part. Why does it matter when I saw it? All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is. Toko!
I don't even know where to begin with that one. He's just trying to confuse us.
Actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
Yeah? I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100%, without a doubt, she wrote it. And this is me talking, so you know it's true.
Without a doubt? No, absolutely do doubt it. There's no way Sakura wrote that message. Oh, woman of truth. Nice. Shit.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right.
This in the very beginning.
The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap.
How did I fail? What the fuck?
I refuse to give up yet.
There you go. What the fuck?
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right.
Oh, that's what.
The
What the
occult is
fuck?
bullcrap. Give it a rest.
I forgot I had to reload. How do I reload?
I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right.
Oh my
The
god.
occult is bullcrap.
What the fuck?
The end is nigh. I'm at least 30% right.
There we go.
Show me the proof.
This should prove it.
Shit, that was tough. I forgot I had to reload. Haha.
I'm completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message. Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger. But both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Say what?
Then, who did write it?
Hiro could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Ah! He admits it!
I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Because I killed her!
You're admitting to killing her?
Please, just let me explain what happened. I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
And when I got there...
Sorry, but do you mind waiting? I asked a couple of other people to meet as well. Okay. Would you like a piece of candy? I might help give you some energy. Oh, sure, thanks.
And that's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
This is it. I'm going to end it today. Going to end
As soon as I heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me. She was gonna kill me and make her escape. So of course I freaked out, and then... I saw my only chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head. I hit her from behind, before she had any idea what was happening. Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that. Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
I can't believe you! You're the worst! I hope you die!
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
You're not gonna get off that easy. It's death. Death for the one that killed Sakura. We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
No, I think there's more to Hiro's story.
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain. And until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
So what is it that Hiro did that doesn't make sense? What he would have had to do after writing the message doesn't make sense.
I got it!
Yeah, why was
That's
magazine
true.
hidden?
Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it? By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Oh. Well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
He's lying! He's gotta be lying!
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
Then, he's not lying?
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf. In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
I don't think there's any question about that.
But then, who was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
Someone didn't like what was written on it. There's only one choice.
I got it! It had to be Toko, right? Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Is he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room?
Why would I have... Wait! But more important, that doesn't even matter! We already know who did it, right? Hero just admitted it!
That's right. I killed her.
No, you didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle. But that's not where this case ends.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
You can't be serious! That's just... I don't believe it!
Hiro, tell us what happened one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So... what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but... I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once. After the first swing, the bottle shattered, and she went limp.
See? Isn't it obvious? Hero really is the killer!
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything. Shoot! I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once.
No, it's wrong.
Oh!
If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
Huh? 2?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Hold on! How can you know that just from some cuts on her head? She was attacked twice? With 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves. There's something very suspicious about those bottles. Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used. Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf. And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chest piece it had inside.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
That's easy. If you look at what the bottles all had in common,
The correlation between the Monokuma bottle feels like it's starting to become clear. Okay, thank you, Boo. The connection must be the object that the Monokuma figure inside each bottle is holding. Penguin's Gambit. Oh. Oh, shit. This... Chess piece. Oh yeah, I forgot I had to put it several times. That's it. I forgot to boost that's a game. Yeah.
That's it! The chess pieces!
Yeah.
Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
And the knight and the king?
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
I always have trouble with determining between the king and the queen. I don't know why.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was the knight, if I remember.
So, what's that matter?
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then let me explain. In chess, there are 6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn. What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4. And on the ground was the knight.
Oh, so the queen is missing.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while one apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Yeah, shogi is way better.
Yeah. Wait, no, that's not what I mean. So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case. That bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder.
No. It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
How is it clear?
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
Wait. Then the bottle that was missing...
I got it! The bottle must have been broken.
What makes you so sure?
Because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just one broken bottle at the scene.
And what is this evidence?
It wasn't just a single broken bottle, and the evidence that proves that is those who have to get out before. The Monokuma bottle experiment.
I got it! Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles. And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is there was actually more than one bottle's worth of shattered glass.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside. But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces. Which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
There can be no doubt that the second missing Monokuma bottle is involved in this case. It must have been used by Sucrose, bowling of fish and bottles. What the fuck?
The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle. Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko? And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Wait! I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her!
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am. Plus, I just remembered something that proves it.
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever. So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room. Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in. But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you just now decided to share that with us?
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
So, Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec room.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
What? Hiding in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous. Whoa. Why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but vermin.
No, it's not ridiculous at all. I need proof that shows Toko was hiding in the rec room. And I have it. She left it there for anyone to find. A new element has been added to bullet time battles. Would you like to hear more? Holy shit, more? So far, you've probably been pressing the triangle button during your final strike without a second thought. But from now on, you're going to have to pay a little extra attention to your finishing blow. Now you'll have to choose the proper truth bullet to use during your coup de grace. You'll select it the same way as during the non-stop debate. Simply press the L1 button. Also, like the debate, if your logic difficulty is set to kind, you'll have fewer votes to choose from. But for educational purposes, we're going to pretend you're set to mean regardless. Just this once, okay? Oh, by the way, you're about halfway through the game now. Go you. Well then, good luck and have fun. Holy shit. I hope that I left... Okay. Oh, fuck.
It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No! That's enough! I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you. It's a lie! That's enough! It's a lie!
Final strike.
That's enough!
Oh. Hold on, hold up. Stop! Don't! Oh my lord!
I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. That's enough!
Narcum, don't be ridiculous. Fuck!
No! That's enough!
That's right.
That's enough!
This should
Locker room
prove it.
handprint. Yep. Hey! Christian!
Did you know someone left a handprint behind on the inside of the locker? They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking. Does this handprint look familiar, Toko?
No, it doesn't.
Okay then, let's just compare it to your hand, shall we? That'll clear everything up, right?
Stop wasting my time. Just tell us the truth.
Okay, it's my handprint.
Dang, she just straight up admitted it.
Then you killed Sakura!
No, I swear, there's no way!
Out with it.
I probably did kill her.
Straight up again?
Wait, what do you mean probably?
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
Talk. Now.
After I read Sakura's note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go, but I was too scared to face her head on. So I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, that's awkward.
So after you left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura?
After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling. And when I turned around, there was Sakura, covered in blood and staring right at me. When I saw all that blood, I fainted right there in front of the magazines. I don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
It was your fault after all!
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories. So I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see... splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that. And, well, I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible! No, she's terrible! Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever!
And when it was all over, you collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I wasn't about to die for some woman! If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master!
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
But I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack, no problem!
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Hey, come on. That's... you know. But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre. So that's good.
So that's good. Keep talking like that, and Hina's
Well
gonna...
then, that's that. Let's start the vote.
Well, I thought for sure you'd have some words for Hiro on that one.
What's wrong? Come on, everyone, we're ready to vote, right? Let's do this.
No, not quite yet.
Huh? Not yet? Why not yet?
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Odd? Huh?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it.
It wasn't?
Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Your wish is my command, darling.
It's not over with yet. The one who killed Sakura is... Oh, shit. That doesn't seem right.
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
You were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up. I killed her there in front of the shelf.
Alright, where did she die?
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
You were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up. I killed her there in front of the shelf.
No,
I mean, she hit her there, but not the death.
we found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you finally noticed.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
That has to be it. The evidence that proves there was an attack in front of the magazine shelf. Where's the magazine
I
bloodstain?
got it! Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The bloodstain by the magazines is proof of that.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right? All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors. There's no way I can move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained. Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been...
Oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just...
So she just hid in there? While everything was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
No, I don't think that's possible.
The reason there's no way Toko is hiding in the locker room is because...
I got it! Even before we opened the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding anywhere.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
I don't know. What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much. You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
Could we really be missing something so important? There's another possible explanation. Maybe it's... Make your argument.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
Victim is on the death of... Maybe that one?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
No, that's wrong. According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood. I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her...
If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood. Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
You're